Good morning. Today I'm going to try and make pancakes for you. We are going to use a favorite brand of pancake mix of ours, Coyote Pancake Mix. We get this from Alberta. You can't buy it anywhere other than Alberta that we know of, but it is our favorite one. We grew up having pancakes made from this pancake mix all the time. So the nice thing about this recipe is it's very uniform. It's 1-1-1. 1 cup of pancake mix to 1 egg to 1 cup of milk. So I'm just pouring out my mix right now into the cup. Come on. Trying not to get it all over the counter at the same time, but I always miss. Almost. Okay. Excellent. Okay. There we have 1 cup of mix into our bowl. And I'm going to now pour a cup of milk into the same cup. Now, if you like your pancakes a little less chewy, you can put water instead of milk. We tend to mix water and milk, but today I'm just going to use milk because I'm being lazy and don't want to go and add water to this cup. There we have our cup of milk into the bowl. And 1 egg. Not all mixes are this equal of portions. This just happens to be a really straightforward mix. And then I'm just going to whisk this up. And you're trying to get a fairly liquidy mix. So if it seems to be a little too thick, I will add a little bit more water. Depending on how much humidity is in the air, it can affect your batter. And I am feeling resistance from the whisk, which tells me this might be a little thicker than I like it. It has been very dry the last couple of days. So I am just going to take a splash of water. And just pour it on in here. Literally just a splash. Probably less than a tablespoon. And as I stir through the bowl, the top is kind of loose, but the bottom is very heavy. So I'm kind of trying to take the flour from the bottom of the bowl and make sure that there's no resistance throughout. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. There we go. All right, so there's our batter. And I'll meet you at the stove in just a moment, and we'll cook up these pancakes. All right, welcome to the stove here. Now, this batter does much better if it has some time to sit and hydrate. So while I was getting the stove all prepped and ready to go, the batter's been sitting and hydrating itself up. So now all we're going to do is turn on our burner under our frying pan. And I like to use a smaller frying pan because that helps me find the edge of the pancake a little bit more effectively, and I'm not chasing it around the pan. Mike tends to prefer using the griddle for these, so totally up to you. If you can see it, do it on a griddle, but I find that I need to know where the edge of my pancake is, and the best way to do that is off the edge of the pan. So our pan is, we don't need to get it so hot today, but I'm just running my hand over top to make sure that the pan is heating, and it is. And just give that a second there. And all I'm going to do is put a dab of butter in the pan. I'm usually pretty generous with the butter. That's just me. It's not necessary, but I do like the flavor that butter brings to this. And here I have a 1/2 cup measure and my bowl of batter. And I've through trial and error, discovered that the half cup measure scooped into the bowl. Of course, I'm not going to like actually measure it completely, but I'm just dipping my half cup into the bowl, shaking it off a little bit so it doesn't drip, and I'm just plopping it right in the center of the pan. Shaking off my measure. And then the trick is that I'm just taking the handle of the frying pan now and tilting the frying pan in all the cardinal directions so that the pancake spreads out. If your batter's too thick, it won't spread out. And now I'm just letting it cook. You heard a little bit of a hiss there at first. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there's some crackling going on right now. And that's just the humidity in the pancake cooking off. Now we've got a good sound coming from this. And for the sighted viewers, you're going to see the edges starting to harden. The blind viewer is going to have to do this just by sound and by time, really. All right, so the crackling is starting to fade now. Don't do this at home. I'm just going to check the edge with my finger. And there is a nice edge forming. I'm going to give it a little longer. There, now it's more of a hiss instead of a crackle. And I'm just taking my spatula along the edge of the pan and going underneath our pancake. I hesitated there a bit, so let's hope this works. Voila! So I went from the edge underneath to about the center of the pan, and then very quickly lifted up, pushed away from myself about a fraction, and flip. And the nice thing is this side, you can actually tell better when it's cooked because all you have to do is just listen to it. Getting a little bit of crackle in there, but not much. Okay, let's just take another look here. Go to the edge, into the center, and flip. That looks pretty beautiful. Center edge, center of the pan, up. Now I'm tilting backwards while I carry over to the plate. Caught my hand over my pan there. And voila! One very nice looking pancake. Eat with syrup or butter or fruit, whatever you like. I'm going to come back in just a moment here and I'm going to show you how to do a banana pancake. Alright, so here I have a banana. The riper the better. These ones aren't quite ripe enough yet, but we're just going to demonstrate for you. And you just want to take about 1/3 to half of the banana, not very much. You want to put it on your plate, and I'm going to take it in 2 chunks, and you're just going to smash it down with your fingers so it's flat. Smash it down with your fingers so it's flat. And now I'm going to just start another pancake. So I personally don't like banana pancakes, but Mike thinks they're the bee's knees. Another half cup. Oh, forgot to put more butter in the pan. And I put butter between every single pancake. It helps it from sticking, and butter also burns off faster than oil. If you use something like coconut oil, you can get away without buttering every time. Okay, here we go, our 1/2 cup of batter. Dead center of the pan, and flip over the cup. Do our tilt trick. Literally, I'm just picking up the handle, pushing it down, tilting, maybe 2 degrees total, not very much. Just enough to make the center of the pancake spread out a bit. And we're going going to wait for that sound to completely disappear. Well, that was quick. You find that the second and third pancakes, as the pan gets more evenly heated, will actually cook faster. Okay, we're getting a bit of bubbling sound now. We're just going to wait. Okay, and now I'm going to take our banana and I'm going to place it into our pancake batter that's still cooking. Give it a moment now for that to kind of set in there. Starting to get a change in the sound. The sound is really quiet, and I'm hoping the camera can pick this up, but maybe one of these days I'll find a way of miking the sound better for you. All right, so now I've got my spatula, and again I'm going to the edge of the pan, underneath the edge of the pancake, about halfway through, pick up and flip. That one wasn't as elegant, but it worked. Pancake was a little soft still. It might have had too much batter in it. Felt heavy as I picked it up. I'm just going to pat down with the spatula. And the banana in there makes it sound so much more sizzly and crackly. Now, you can add berries the same way. Blueberries and strawberries are very popular, of course. My favorite addition is bacon, and I would have put some bacon in if I had it today. And again, it's just pour your batter into the pan, let it set up a little bit with the heat. Put whatever it is you want to put into the batter on top. Let it set up a bit more, and then flip. And with that banana in there, it just takes a little longer for the sizzling to go away. All right, so let's take a look and see how this is doing. I think that's been long enough now. Going under the edge and flip. That's lovely. I'm going to let that first side cook up a little bit more because it was a little soft there. And that's the banana too. It changes the characteristic of the pancake quite a bit. Okay, that should be enough. Under the edge, pick up, tilt back, and carry to the plate. Here we have a banana pancake. And here we have a regular pancake. Enjoy. Please click subscribe. Tell me in the comments what you'd like to see me cook.